Hello, everybody. Yes, welcome, welcome. Welcome back. If you're new, I hope you will want to come back and join us for more and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Hang around with us a little bit. Hello, you. Hi. Hey, Mr. Pork. I haven't seen you for a little bit. Last night went way too long. I was so tired at the end. I thought I could barely keep my eyes open. Hey, Frazzle. Top Hats. Good evening, sir. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, last night went way too. Me either, Frazzled. I was so tired. Oh my God. Last night, I remember I just kept holding my eyes. I was like, oh my God, they hurt. Oh my gosh. I know. My daughter texted me this morning and she's like, I didn't know we did 6-hour lives. And I was like, oh, wow. I can't even really talk about it right now. Oh my Lord. Yeah, we had lots of chatting going on. It was nice, but boy, I was tired. That's funny. But yeah, I'm finding it really wild. This, hey Mar, hello, good to see you. Yeah, I'm really not sure if I don't know what kind of confirmation anybody has on this. I've been looking at the pictures all day trying to decide, and it certainly looks like him. I find it odd that we may not had known about it prior to this. Yeah, that was crazy. I had some dreams, let me tell. I bet. We covered everything from this to that. Hello, Kimmy. Yeah, we covered it all. I know I was goofy as $3 bill by the time we were done because I was absolutely exhausted. That's funny. But yeah, I'm finding it really crazy that if Jack D was actually at the corner bar that night, that would be crazy. Oh, did you? Wow, Mr. Pork, that's awesome. Good for you. A lot of work though, I know. It is a lot of work for sure. I know I've done that. But that's really awesome. I hope you had a good Christmas. I hope everybody did, obviously. Uh, And did you serve any special dishes, Mr. Pork? And Frazzle, I meant to ask you, is the dog doing better too now? Ours was amazing. We went to our property up north. It was wonderful. Thank you very much. Yep, that's it, Frazzle. Although I try my best to send as many out as I can. I always make way too much food. Way too much. Always having a big family, it's just something you can't get. It's hard to get away from. It's hard for me to cook just for Mr. Snotty. I hope you got some rest, top hats. You've been very tired lately. Lots going on, for sure. Yeah, out in that freezing cold, of course. Yep. Well, I'm glad he's doing better. That's good. Oh, wow. That is really awesome, Top Hats. I'm glad to hear that, actually. Very glad to hear that. You needed it. Oh, that's awesome. Wow. That sounds amazing. Nice. Very, very nice. Um, Mr. Snotty and I had surf and turf up at the up north for Christmas dinner, and that was really, really awesome. It was yummy. Nice T-bone and a couple of tails. It was amazing. We had our dinner on the 18th with the kids here, our holiday meal. So, yes, very nice. Now I'm hungry. Things, right? Exactly. Oh, that's funny. So I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I heard that the the owner of the bar said that Jack was there that night, but that was through the Facebook pay group, and for me, I find a lot of stuff on there that I feel weird about. Like I just can't get into a lot of the stuff that I find on there. So I don't know. It looks like him to me for sure. And I suppose that if it is, then surely the police know this by now. I can't imagine that they wouldn't. But I think it's crazy that it's just coming out right now. And, everybody knows for me, that's been my number one. And I'm not acting like there's any facts here because this is absolutely just speculation for me. 100%. Just my opinion. But he has been probably my number one, mostly because of motive and opportunity and if he was there, and then that would make the whole conversation about what did you tell Adam, that would make a lot of sense right there. It really would. So I mean, his alibi has been he was asleep the whole time. I don't know. um Is that a really good alibi? I mean, who can really prove that? I don't know. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not pretending I am. Not pretending I've solved anything by any means whatsoever. But I just find this very weird. And there's something else I wanted to talk about too, his aunt. One thing that really stuck out to me with the aunt. So I'm going to pull up this one page. Oh, sorry guys. So this is the, see, that's crazy, right? Look at this. Look at the time. Can I make this bigger? I wanted to make that bigger. I guess I can't make this bigger. Can I make it full screen? Oh, let me see if I can find another. There we go. I knew I had it bigger earlier. So at 1:32, if that is him right there, what do you guys think? That is going to be so crazy. I will not even know what to do about that. If that is him, that really changes everything for me. It totally brings, I mean, we're right back to, let's see, would it really matter? Would it really matter the video photo was at 1:30? You're right. I do too. I absolutely question the timing on this. That's what I'm saying. Why are we just now hearing this? But to me, the 1:30 means because I heard that he had been asleep since 11:30. That was his supposed alibi. Yeah, well, see, the thing is, everything I'm reading about it, there's nothing, it didn't come from law enforcement, so I don't know. People are saying it was taken by somebody that works there. Like, as you can tell, it looks like a picture, just like the from the gas station, right? It looks like a picture from the screen. And what that means, I don't know. But I mean, those are the clothes that they had on that night. And to me, it means he wasn't at home asleep. So I don't know. I'm definitely kind of side-eyeing the whole timing of this. This is my issue with it. Yeah, but what do we really know for sure? I don't know for sure. I mean, And this is really the problem with this whole thing, is that everything is there's so many rumors involved here that I half the time don't even want to bother talking about it because it doesn't feel, nothing is credible. But the police don't tell us anything at all. So, oh, what do you had time to change? Okay. Let's see. Well, he would have, because obviously they left there and they went to the food truck. He obviously didn't go to the food truck because we don't see him there. And I feel like whoever did it wore some kind of a bunny suit kind of a thing over the top. I feel like they had to have done something, happened that they, that of course ruins. Well, okay, but then again, let me think. Because I've had it in my head that this person was laying in wait. Of course, I don't know that at all. But one thing I want to, so the aunt, of course, I'm not even going to get into the GoFundMe. I find that really, really weird. And I don't even like that kind of shit at all. So I'm not even going to bother with that. But there's one thing that really sticks out to me from the aunt. And I'm thinking that oh, great. Let's get rid of this ad. Wow, how is that gonna, goodness gracious. Wow, how can I get rid of this damn ad? What is the deal?
There's an X top right of the screen.
Do you see it? Oh. Oh, there it is. Oh, there was something else hiding it from me.
Yeah.
Okay, see, look at this. The man once considered a person of interest. Okay, see, this is his family saying this. Is crushed that he lost the love of his life and devastated that some consider him a suspect in the slaughter, a family member told the Post. Okay, we know this was his aunt, Brooke Miller. So, once considered a person of interest. I don't know that I have been. When did anybody ever say for sure that he was a person of interest? I never heard that. So I find that very, very interesting because, and you know, her family is very, very supportive of him and feels very sure he had nothing to do with it. The mom even said they're wasting their time looking at him. So there again, that does say that obviously they were. And I find that to be a little bit crazy too, because what do you mean you're wasting? I don't think they're wasting time looking at anybody. And I think that, of course, they don't think he did. Nobody wants to think that stuff. Like I've said 100 times, Lacey Peterson's parents didn't think that Scott did it either. They were supportive at one time. This is, of course, you don't think that. Who actually can believe anybody can do crazy shit like this? I mean, of course, nobody thinks that. I still have a big problem with the way things were handled the next day by the roommates, and not knowing everything is probably the reason that I feel this way about everything that I do, because we know nothing. But what's that? Let me see. I was thinking they were Carhartt, something that soaked the blood up so it didn't get all over them. Yeah, something like that, right? I just think that somebody here had a motive, a big motive. You cannot, this is not something that somebody just did on a whim. I don't know. And I just really have a hard time with the whole frat thing. I feel like they're probably hiding something, not being totally forthcoming, but I bet it's not. I feel like it's not about that. It's just because of other stuff that they don't want people to know about. Right, Kimmy, that's a lot of my thinking is how Jack D fits so many scenarios with the dog, with all kinds of things. A motive. This is somebody who had very close to somebody that nobody, it doesn't make sense otherwise. That you have to have a strong motive, and you have to be very passionate about it to do something that's crazy. It's very personal. I am getting nervous because I hear nothing about, they really are not saying anything. And I would think, we've heard nothing about DNA at this point. They have to have that stuff back. They have to. There's no way. Elizabeth Fletcher, they had that stuff back in 48 hours. There's no way they don't have that. And if they're not finding a hit, we don't know who all has volunteered to DNA, or if they have warrants for any DNA. We don't know anything like this. But there has to be some kind of DNA situation that's gone on already. Exactly, Frazzled. Same thing. Because you don't want to believe. Right, even though he was actually a total jackass towards the end, I think, to his wife, right before this all happened. But of course, people didn't believe that he did it either. Who would ever think somebody would shove their kid? He had to shove that child in that silo. He did. That makes me sicker than crap. Piece of shit. Chris Watts is a monster. Right, and nobody thinks that somebody's that way. These aren't serial killers. They're not people who do this. Did you see the body cam footage from September 1 and 2? They talked to Xana, 3 police calls. I haven't seen one with Xana in it. I've seen several. So did Truth and Transparency put out another one? Yes, there were a lot of people in and out of the house for sure. And so I think, of course, they're going to find lots of DNA everywhere, but I can't believe that they're not, that just in blood alone, couldn't. I don't see how that guy or that person got out of there without any kind of cut or something. I don't know. It's so weird. There's no trail of blood leaving the house, and that is really weird to me. How they got out with that. Yeah, she said we can play hers if as long as we give her credit. I didn't know that I watched the ones. I figured the ones that were out at this point, everyone had already seen. But I apologize for that. I will look for that because I have not seen one with Xana in it. Let me see. Okay, I think I might have found that. Okay, I think I can play this.
Kind of weird, a weird reflection on your
I know,
glasses.
but-
Try to look sideways a little bit.
I'm trying. I just 23 hours ago. Okay, let me see. Where's that? Okay, yeah. I think I got it. Pulled up now. Yes, Kimmy, I have seen blood inside for sure. Yeah. I just am with the snow and stuff. It seems crazy that there was no trail, especially like with the blood running down the foundation outside and stuff. I cannot believe. Yeah, and she did say she had no problem with anybody using it. I not in this one that I know of, but I didn't watch this one. But she has said that all along, as long as she gets credit for it, which absolutely she, that was brilliant. Can you believe she did that with the, and I remember hearing that too, but it never dawned on me to look into the different address, because right from the very beginning, they said, it appears that it is Queen Road, but it's Keene Road. So that was awesome. I mean, that was a really very smart thing to do. I wish I thought of it. Okay, so I'll pull that up because I have not seen this one. Now I'm excited. Top hats, thanks.
I will be dropping a bombshell on the house/person that called this in.
hear music. I can't tell where it's coming from. Same people as before?
No, this is they're in the back.
I think it's the same one.
Huh?
I think it's the same one.
Did she say she was going to drop a bombshell? Oh my God. I feel like I'm getting excited right now. Can we get back?
4078. It's going to be this 1222, or correction, 1122 Queen Road up here. I got it. Music down. Hey guys, second time. I need somebody to come to the door. Music stays off. Party's over. Same place we were earlier. What was the name of the gal you talked to? Megan?
Have her information. Have her cell phone number too.
Why don't you call her? Tell her she's here to come outside. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nancy.
I have her phone number.
Huh?
I have her phone number.
Didn't you call her?
No, I don't have it.
Oh, that's right. You talked to her on somebody else's phone, huh?
Someone else's phone. I failed to ask for that part back.
Hello, miss.
Hello,
What's your name?
Xana.
Xana, do you live here?
Yes.
Okay, did Megan talk to you earlier?
No.
Okay, does Megan live here?
Megan. I do not have a Megan that lives
Megan
here.
Mogan?
Maddie Mogan, yes.
Madison Mogan? Yeah.
Yes, Mogan. Okay, she does live here.
Sorry, she is at the club. She's 21. I'm just going to bed. I have a couple of friends over, but
Okay.
this is my ID.
Have you talked to Maddie tonight?
Yes, I have.
Oh.
She's at the corner club.
Okay. Did she tell you anything about anything that happened earlier or anything like that?
Honestly, not really. I've just been here the past hour.
Okay. Okay.
Just trying to go to bed.
Can I grab your ID from you? If you
Yeah,
will run her.
I'm not 21.
Okay.
My roommates are 21. I just came to go to bed.
We're not here to talk about the alcohol stuff, okay?
Okay, yeah.
But this is the second noise complaint we've had here tonight within 2 hours.
I'm sorry
okay.
about that.
So this time it was the blonde gal and the guy on the back porch playing music, okay? So
I sincerely apologize about
Okay.
that. I'm just going to bed.
Okay.
So.
just so you understand, you could be getting a misdemeanor citation for this, which means you have to go in front of a judge and explain why you couldn't keep the people in your house quiet. Okay? We've already talked to Maddie once and told her the same thing. Okay? The only reason she's not getting a ticket is because she's not standing here in front of me. But I'm telling you right now, if we have to come back, you're getting a ticket.
Okay, so
you
I'm
will have to
not
go
right
see a
now.
judge.
I'm fine right now.
You're not getting a ticket right now.
I'm just trying to go to bed right
Okay.
now. I mean, I understand you guys. You're coming here. I'm just going to bed.
Okay. Well, understand that you're responsible for the residents.
Okay.
So whoever else is here, if they have a safe way to get home, you need to kick them out or
Okay.
tell them to come inside and be quiet.
Okay.
Because the houses that are on this hill all the way around here, we can hear you from clear down the road when we were coming up here. We can hear the music.
Okay.
And that's
I'm so sorry.
where we're past the point of having polite conversations, okay?
Yeah, I'm
Because
so
neighbors are being
sorry.
kept up.
She has clearly been drinking. That's my take on that. Just gonna throw that in. I don't know how many times we need to know about her going to bed. And how the hell is she gonna go to bed with the music that loud? So anyway.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's just like, yeah.
So
The blonde gal and the guy up there, are they roommates too?
I'm sorry, what?
The blonde gal and the guy that's upstairs, are they roommates too?
None of my roommates are home. I'm the only one home.
Listen,
These are all my
conversations.
friends.
Okay.
So do you understand 100%
I understand.
what's going to
I'm just
happen?
going to tell everyone, get the fuck
Okay, fine.
out or figure it out.
And I'm not saying that you got to tell everybody they have to leave, but I'm telling you, any outside music, any loud yelling needs to be done.
Okay.
Because we're not, next time you're getting a ticket.
Okay.
Okay? And if you get a misdemeanor citation, the university is not going to take kindly to it.
Yeah.
So not only do you have to go see a judge.
That I've never had to deal with this ever.
Yep. And we don't want to start now. I don't ever remember having come here, so I understand you guys are having to get together, but people have a way of taking the invitation and using it as an excuse to get out of control and be loud.
Advantage. Yes,
Exactly.
I understand.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I just hope for your sake that your friends don't put you in a position where you get the citation and you have to go to court to defend yourself from your friend's behavior. Make sense?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You want to get a good phone number for her?
Yep. And just remember, the Dean of Students Office probably will be contacting you about this as well.
Okay.
Yep.
About students code of conduct
Okay.
issues.
Do you have my ID?
Yes, I have.
You didn't get your number.
perfect.
Again, welcome to Truth and Transparency. Thank you guys for being here. This is September 2nd, 12:24 to 12:34 a.m. This is a return trip to the house due to a call-in noise complaint.
Around the back, we had to holler at them and turn the music down. So,
Thank
alrighty.
you guys. I'm so sorry.
Nope, that's all right. You take care, okay?
Thank you.
This is body cam footage 2. Again, I will be revealing at the end of this 38 minutes. I think something that's very important, which would be the responsible caller. And I won't be giving the name, but I will be giving some information as to
Copy. I'm just walking up.
circumstances.
Same place we were earlier.
Yeah.
What was the name of the gal you talked to?
Megan.
Megan?
I have her information. I have her cell phone number too.
Just call her. Tell her she's here to come outside.
Is that the only door to the place? This one and that back one?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going over.
Huh?
I was going over.
Caller?
No, I.
Oh, that's right. You talked to him.
Yeah, on someone's phone. I filled ask for that.
You know, now and the earlier call, they're not coming to the door. They're letting them be there forever. I that right there is actually would be a really big problem for me if I were the police. That's just my thinking on it. But anyway.
Moving? Madison moving? Yeah. Okay. She does live here?
Sorry. She is at the club. She's 21. I'm just going to I look at her friends. Right.
Have you talked to Maddie tonight?
Yes, I have. She's at the corner club.
Okay. Did she tell you anything about anything that happened earlier or anything like that?
Honestly, not really. I've just been here.
Okay.
Just trying to go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not 21. My roommate's is 21. I just need to go to bed.
We're not here to talk about the alcohol stuff, okay?
Okay, yeah.
But this is the second noise complaint we've had here tonight within 2 hours.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So this time it was the blonde gal and the guy at the back porch playing music. Okay. So
I sincerely apologize.
okay. So just so you understand, you could be getting a misdemeanor citation for this, which means you have to go in front of a judge and explain why you couldn't keep the people in your house quiet. Okay. We've already talked to Maddie once and told her the same thing. Okay. The only reason she's not getting a ticket is because she's not standing here in front of me. So I'm telling you right now, if we have to come back, you're getting a ticket.
Okay. So I'm
will have to go
not
see a
right now.
judge.
I'm fine right now.
You're not getting a ticket right now.
I'm just trying to go to bed. I mean, I understand you guys are coming here. I'm just
Okay. Well, understand that you're responsible for the residents.
Okay.
So whoever else is here, if they have a safe way to get home, you need to kick them out. Or tell them to come inside and be quiet. Because the houses that are on this hill all the way around here, we can hear you from clear down the road when you're coming up here. That's,
I'm so sorry.
we're past the point of not a polite conversation, okay? Neighbors are being kept up. Okay?
It's just like,
Is the blonde gal and the guy up there, are they roommates too?
I'm sorry, what?
The blonde gal and the guy that's upstairs, are they roommates too?
None of my roommates are home. I'm
Oh, okay.
the only one home. These are all my friends.
Okay.
So do you understand 100%
I understand.
what's going to happen?
I'm just going to tell everyone.
And I'm not saying that you got to tell everybody they have to leave, but I'm telling you, any outside music, any loud yelling needs to be done.
Okay.
Because we're not, next time you're getting it. Okay? And if you get a misdemeanor citation, the university is not going to take kindly to it. So not only do you have to go see a judge.
I've never had to deal with this.
Yep. And we don't want to start now. I don't ever remember having come here, so I understand you guys are having to get together, but people have a way of taking the invitation and using it as an excuse to get out of control and be loud. Exactly. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I just hope for your sake that your friends don't put you in a position where you get the citation and you have to go to court to defend yourself from your friend's behavior. Make sense? Okay. Want to get a good phone number for her? Yep.
And just remember,
Any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Make sure your friends don't put you in a bad position. Tell them it's time to be done. Okay.
There's like no.
Yeah, it was the two that were around the back. We had to holler at them to turn the music down. So, alrighty.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right. You take care, okay?
Thank you.
All right, and this is body cam number 3.
Okay, great. I was muted. I'm sorry. Wow. Forgot to turn that off. What I was saying though is that in the first one we couldn't see what they were talking about the people upstairs looking out the window, but in that one we could. So that was a difference. And yeah, Lakes for Days, what happened is they had been there earlier and told them about it. And everybody there is underage also. So actually the cops have been way cool about everything at this point, in my opinion. But that's just me. Yeah, absolutely, that would be an issue. But actually, the cops are really cool to all of these kids. Any of the police body cams that we've watched, in my opinion, they just really they get by with a lot. So we will continue.
Moscow 178 will be out on King on foot. What was that? No, I think it's this house right here in front of us. They're over in the back. Oh shit, it might be. Actually, might be. Huh? It's the same one? Yeah. Second time. I need somebody to come to the door.
All right, we'll get someone from the door.
Music stays off. Party's over.
Yes, sir.
Megan, I have her information. I have her cell phone number too.
Call her.
Okay.
No, you don't.
Is that the one George's place? Is this one and that one? Yeah.
I don't have her phone number. I don't have her phone number.
Call her.
No, I don't have it.
Oh, that's right. You talked to her.
Yep, on someone else's phone. I failed to ask for that.
Hello, Miss. What's your name?
Xana.
Xana, do you live here?
Yes.
Hey, did Megan talk to you earlier?
No.
Okay, does Megan live here?
Megan. I do not have a Megan that lives.
Megan Mogan? Or
Mogan, yes.
Madison Mogan, yeah.
Madison Mogan? Okay, she does live
Sorry, she is at the club. She's 21. I'm just going to bed. I have a couple friends over, but this is my ID.
here. Have you talked to Maddie tonight?
Yes, I have.
Oh.
She's at the corner club.
Okay. Did she tell you anything about anything that happened earlier or anything like that?
Honestly, not really. I've just been here the past hour.
Okay.
Just trying to go to bed.
Can I grab your ID from you?
Yeah, I'm not
Yep.
21.
Okay.
My roommates are 21. I just
Well,
need to go to bed.
We're not here to talk about the alcohol stuff, okay?
Okay, yeah.
But this is the second noise complaint we've had here tonight within 2 hours.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So this time it was the blonde gal, the guy in the back.
Moscow 178.
All right, guys. Yep, this is the third body cam. Thank you for being here. Truth and Transparency. This is the September 2nd. This is the second time they had to go back to the house. The reason it's not the first is because it's after midnight. They arrived back here at the house at 12:34 a.m.
If we have to come back, you're getting a ticket.
Okay, so
you
I'm
will have to
not
go
right
see a
now.
judge.
I'm fine right now.
You're not getting a ticket right
I'm
now.
just trying to go to bed right
Okay.
now. I mean, I understand you guys. You're coming here. I'm just going to bed.
Okay. Well, understand that you're responsible for the residents.
Okay.
So whoever else is here, if they have a safe way to get home, you need to kick them out. Or
Okay.
tell them to come inside and be quiet.
Okay.
Because the houses that are on this hill all the way around here, we can hear you from clear down the road when we were coming up here. You can hear the music.
Okay.
And that's
I'm so sorry.
we're past the
about
point of having polite conversations, okay?
Yeah, I'm
Because
so
neighbors
sorry.
are being kept up. Okay.
I'm sorry. It's just
Go
like,
ahead.
Yeah.
Is
So-
the blonde gal and the guy up there, are they roommates too?
I'm sorry. What?
The blonde gal and the guy that's upstairs, are they roommates too?
None of my roommates are home. I'm the only one home.
Let's make
They're
copies,
all my
thanks.
friends.
Okay.
So do you understand 100%
I understand.
what's going
I'm
to
just
happen?
going to tell everyone, get the fuck out or figure it out.
And I'm not saying that you got to tell everybody they have to leave, but I'm telling you, any outside music, any loud yelling needs to be done.
Okay.
Because we're not, next time you're getting a ticket.
Okay.
Okay. And if you get a misdemeanor citation, the university is not going to take kindly to it.
Yeah.
So not only do you have to go see a
completely
judge-
understand that I've never had to deal with this ever.
Yep. And we don't want to start now. I don't ever remember having come here. So I understand you guys are having to get together, but people have a way of
Yes.
taking the invitation and using it as an excuse to get out of control and be
Taking
loud.
advantage. Yes,
Exactly.
I understand. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I just hope for your sake that your friends don't put you in a position where
Yeah.
you get the citation and you have to go to court to defend yourself
Yes.
from your friend's behavior. Make sense?
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much.
You want to get a good phone number for her?
And just remember the dean is
Again, guys, welcome to the Transparency. September 2nd, 12:34 a.m., just after midnight. Second trip back to the house. This was the third body cam. There were 3 officers, and there is 1 dash cam. And I do have something to reveal after it is all said and done.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Xana.
Of
Here's your
course.
ID back.
Thank you so much.
Any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Make sure your friends don't put you in a bad position. Tell them
I
it's
will.
time to be done.
I'll go.
Okay.
There's like no one in there.
Yeah.
anymore.
It was the 2 that were around the back. We had to holler at them and turn the music down. So.
Thank
All
you
right.
guys. I'm so sorry.
Nope, that's all right. You take care. Okay.
Thank you.
Again, thanks for those of you guys that become members. I've done super chats. Appreciate you guys. We're going to be switching on over here to the body cam.
I think it should be named dash cam.
Thank you there, Dr. Edward Moskowitz.
Mars House.
Appreciate you. This is where the vehicle will stay parked for the duration. Pay attention to things that you see, people that you see walking. Timestamps based on when the cops get out of the vehicle right here. Put yourself on a ticker, and we're going to pay attention to what vehicles we see, as well as if we see any people. See 2 officers. Then you see a car pull up right here. Behind it, you see the lights. And the lights stop. Let's see if this is an officer. All right, there we go. Yep. And there's your 3rd officer. So you got 2 officers driving together. You have 1 coming by himself. Again, this is the body cam footage. This is the dash cam footage. So basically what this tells me is that anytime that they're pulling up to a situation, if they're letting their dash cam run, you could actually find out a lot. Also, please listen in for what may come in over the radio. A truck turns up to the left. It's like a little Ford Ranger. It makes a left there, and it's going to be right in front of the house. This is the street that if you keep going straight, you're going to dead end into Jack D's house right there. So over the radio right there was the call in with Xana's information. So it tells you at what point then you would have seen. Now here we go. Here's another car coming up. Truck with a cab extension. It lets somebody out here. Putting you guys to work tonight. We're on a stakeout. Yep. It's an older truck. Square lights. So someone just giving somebody a ride. You would think that we would be hearing all this music blasting. We didn't hear it when we pulled up. PT Cruiser? PT Cruiser. Thank you for the kind words. Again, thank you guys for the new memberships. Do appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And now here we see the officers coming back. Take a look, guys. I want you guys to see how dark it is. So if you were to see somebody walking, this is what you would see. Okay, hey, describe who's walking right now. Describe who you see. Now, if you look at their belts, that's the only way you're going to be able to possibly tell that they're, who they are, but you can't see faces. All right, I'm going to pause this and I'm going to read you guys something. Here we go. Normal night in Moscow. Sorority sister recalls Idaho victim Madison Mogen's final hours before murder. This is an article that was written November 30th, 2022. This article is based on sources, and MEAWW cannot verify this information independently. Moscow, Idaho. It's been 2 weeks since an unknown assailant brutally killed 4 University of Idaho students. The sorority sister and classmate of the 2 victims told that she was one of the victims, Maddie Mogen, having a typical night in an Idaho club hours before the horrific incident took place, reported Fox News. Mogen, 21, spent most of the evening of November 12th in Moscow, Idaho's Corner Club, where she was observed, quote unquote, just laughing with all of her friends, according to Madison Moye, a classmate and neighbor. While cops confirmed Kaylee Gonsalves was also with Mogen on the same night. It was just a normal night in Moscow. The 21-year-old sophomore told Fox News Digital on Monday, Moscow is a safe place. Nothing like this ever happens. I didn't think anything of it. Moye, the Moye, I believe that's how they say the last name, said Mogen was at the club for quote unquote the majority of the night. Police stated that Mogen and Kaylee left the bar at approximately 1:30 a.m. on Sunday morning and went to a food truck nearby before returning home at approximately 1:56 a.m. Moy claimed that she had visited the house every so often before it became a murder scene and claimed she had been there for events or times the girls would just quote unquote hang out. And she added that the girls' deaths had been extremely difficult for her. The Vandal community is really close, she said, and it's kind of just put a darkness over it. She claimed that she had not seen Mogen or Kernoodle as regularly because they had left the sorority the previous semester. As per Fox News. Again, she claimed that she had not seen Mogen or Kernoodle as regularly because they had left the sorority the previous semester, as per Fox News. Last week, the University of Idaho's Pi Beta Phi chapter posted a photo of Mogan and Cornoodle on Instagram, calling them, quote unquote, bright young women with incredible futures. Maddie was the sweetest soul who was passionate about every aspect of her life. She shared her brilliance with those around her, the post stated. Xana was a magnet for positive energy and always radiated that energy back into the world. We know others in our community are also hurting. We grieve with them and share the weight of their sorrow, the post read. Moy resides in a home just behind the crime scene. She claims she didn't go when police allegedly discovered a large number of bodies inside the house when they had arrived on November 13th. When asked about the possibility that the killer might have passed through her yard, she responded, "It's definitely something that's crossed my mind, and that's really terrifying." Most of her classmates walk to campus for class, and she often uses a shortcut through the parking lot behind the victim's home to get to campus. After returning to campus and classes on Monday, November 28th, Moyse said she is changing her habits and will carry pepper spray. On Monday, November 28th, a single marked police car was spotted parked in front of the residence, as we've seen so much from mainstream media. Despite it being more than 2 weeks since the victims were found, crime scene tape remains on the perimeter. Although the attack has been described as targeted, officials have not yet revealed who the intended victims were. The FBI portal had received more than 488 digital media submissions over the weekend, police said on Sunday. As of Wednesday, investigators had collected 103 pieces of evidence from the crime scene and taken roughly 4,000 photographs, in addition to processing over 1,000 tips. Investigators interviewed 150 people. Kaylee, 21, Madison, 21, and young couples, Xana and Ethan, both 20, were found stabbed to death on November 13th in a rental house off campus in Moscow, Idaho. In an effort to aid the investigation, the police department is asking the public to provide them with any images or information that may be helpful. You can submit tips through the tip line at ci.moscow.id.us or send digital media by calling the number 208-883-7180. Now, what I thought was interesting after receiving the body cam footage, the dash cam, it then comes down to, okay, there was a call earlier in the evening. Nobody kind of answered the door. They had to do it over the phone. They got a name, but guess what? They didn't even ask for her phone number. Now they're returning. And they're returning because somebody called in. That is why the police returned. There was a phone call placed to the police department roughly 10 to 11 minutes before they arrived. And that call came from the residence of this young girl, a sorority sister. It came from that residence. This call came from that residence.
Chai boy coffee.
Again, this phone call and return visit all happened because the police were called from the residence of Madison Moyer's home residence where she lived. Again, I said the residence. Again, Moscow, Idaho. This was the University of Idaho body cam dash cam, September 2nd, 2022, 12:34 a.m. complete. The residence that called the police was the same residence that the article from November 30th, 2022 put out that I just read. That residence in the article that I just read, if you need to run it back, that's going to be on your time. Thank you guys. Truth and Transparency appreciates all of you guys. We will see you next time.
Okay, so sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, I don't. That is weird. Legs for day. It is. Oh, we have some sex business in here, I guess. Let me see. Oh, did you already block them? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, I think a lot of it in the first one we could actually hear the music for sure. So the other two body cams, they were already turned it down by that point. But I do find that I have an issue with the fact that it takes forever for somebody to come to the door and acknowledge the police. To me, the police put up with way too much, in my opinion, based on all of the different ones that I've seen. Because they are getting a lot of bullshit and nobody coming to the door, and for a long time. If you guys recall the earlier in the day one. But so we do have a really old good friend of mine. She's not old, but I've known her for a very long time is what I mean. Anyway, she is a retired police officer from in we've been texting each other. So She's a retired police officer in New York, so she's going to come on panel and give her opinion about this. And that is Jan, that is in chat right now. So I'm very excited for her to come up and tell us what she thinks about all this, because it is a lot, and it's crazy. So I just dropped a link for Jan to come on and tell us what she thinks about this. She's been on panel before a couple times, and okay. Oh, really, Mars House? That's awesome. Wow. Jan worked on a gang task force. Oh, wow. Congratulations. That's awesome. And a little scary, maybe. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's going to be quite an experience, I'm sure. A little bit nervous, a little bit scary-ish. But Jan is in upstate New York. But so her and I have been friends since junior high school. There she is.
There I am. So sorry.
Hello. No, that's awesome. Thanks so much for doing that, for coming up. I mean, what do you think? Because this is really, you know, what I really feel like I need to say for sure is that, so when you look at like Quentin Simon, right? Okay, the piece of garbage mother did this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, the thing about this is, I'm not at all afraid of Leilani Simon. In fact, I would love to get my hands on it. I'm not.
You would.
Right, I mean, stupid bitch. But the thing is, right? So, like, okay, Casey Anthony, I'm not afraid of her. Whoever did this, I'm afraid of this person.
Right.
Right? I mean,
Right.
this is like a horror film.
It is.
But what is your take? So I just wanted to say that real quick because I'm scared about this thing.
Well, just to go back to, I can't remember who was worried about the amount of police that showed up. That's a common practice. When you don't know how many people are in the house, generally you bring, it's just a show force. And as far as how far they parked, that's a tactical maneuver in that you can't be ambushed. So we generally do park several houses down. Actually, they park pretty close. That way you can't be ambushed. I mean, and you've got the advantage because you're sneaking up on it. So that's my take on those two. I don't understand why they don't have this solved yet. I mean, it's pretty crazy. My take is that whoever did this is definitely, it's a grudge. It's a grudge murder. I mean, it's somebody that they knew for sure. That's my take.
Right, it's very personal.
Mm-hmm.
And see, this is why, you know, clearly I don't know everything. I'm not going to pretend to, but and you know, like the other day I heard somebody saying that okay, no, I will pretend because I do actually know, but as far as this goes, you know, I did hear a retired FBI agent say the other day that, you know, if we know 5%, then the cops are not doing their job right because we should not know everything. And I get that. We shouldn't. But they're starting to make me nervous because they have to have DNA. I cannot imagine they don't. I mean, how could you do all that and not leave something there?
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah, this one's kind of has me baffled, actually. It really does. It's such a personal crime, and I think very targeted. It's not random by any means. You know
Right.
who I
It's not
found?
a through street. That's not a through street. You know that, right?
I'm sorry.
That is a cul-de-sac. It's not a through street. I mean, that is pretty big as far as like randomness. You know,
Right.
a serial killer is not going to be that. They don't take those kind of risks.
So I don't follow this like you do, but anyways, there was one guy that I found peculiar, and it was a neighbor who was talking about the house and the occupants of the house. Just I just remember it's didn't set well with me. He was just an older gentleman neighbor. It was just odd. Not older, he's maybe our age, but
Really?
yeah, he did an interview. And again, I couldn't tell you like his name or really even what he said, but I just remember it. It was peculiar how he spoke about it. Like it was like, I don't know. I don't know.
I missed that. So you're not talking about the one that juggles sticks and was practicing till wee hours of the night with that, right?
No.
That one I found weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at this point, I just either they know and they're just gathering as much evidence as they can, or they really don't know. It's just odd. I don't think the police are doing anything wrong. Maybe they botched the crime scene, but I just don't know a crime scene that big and that would be, yeah, ridiculous.
Well, and that's the thing, because they don't have a lot of crime there. But I also think that what they do have, they cover up, because any crime they have is it's going to have something to do with that university. And they're very worried about the university's reputation. They don't have a town without that university. That is their economy.
Right.
But to me, you know, if you don't solve this, you have ruined everything for that town and the university. You have to solve this. This is not okay. But I do believe that the police, they knew right out of the gate that they didn't know what to do. They called state police. They called everybody right away. So they didn't try to get all cock the walk and handle it themselves, which is good. Because of course, most cops will never see a scene like this.
This is true.
So it's not like, oh well, they don't know about this. Well, most don't. But they say it's been, 8 years, 7 years since they've had a murder in that town. But then again, they have some really sketchy shit, because these fraternities get by with a lot of crap. As you see, to me, I thought the cops were too nice. That was the second time they had been there that same day. And nobody ever wants to come to the door. When the cops told them, and the one prior to this was 3 body cams footage prior to this one.
Mm-hmm.
The cops told them not to shut the door. They did. They shut the door anyway. Like, they just don't. And the cops keep saying, we're not talking about underage, blah, blah, blah. Well, most cops are talking about underage drinking, I think. Or sometimes they are. I mean, and they just get this runaround from these people. I think the cops are being very nice, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you slam the door in my face, I mean, the door wouldn't exist. I mean, that's just the way that's how that goes.
Right.
And
they just
I mean, that's suspicious all in of itself. But again, You have to understand it was just a noise complaint. It was just a noise complaint, a party. So you walk a really fine line there because it's just a misdemeanor. That's a ticket and, stop the noise. So I don't, but I mean, when you shut a door in a police officer's face, that's just suspicious all in and of itself. Yeah.
Well, right. And how many times do you pull somebody over for, not signaling, and next thing you know, you've got, I don't know how much fentanyl in the trunk. I don't know. I mean, you just don't know, right? I'm just throwing shit out there. I don't know. But, you might go there and it's like, okay. And I know people were saying in the chat, I was looking on my phone because I couldn't see on my computer, but I couldn't see chat during that. But saying, they didn't hear the music. The very first officer that came up, because we looked at 3 different cams,
Mm-hmm.
the very first officer, it was very loud. And he was the one that told him to turn it down. That's why you don't hear it on the other ones. So it was actually very loud. And, I don't know. We all are going to make up our own little story about, or, not make up, but I'm not going to make up anything, but I am going to draw what I believe I think I see out of something. And, they'd already been told to turn it down. They're not old enough to drink. I think it's kind of clear that they just get by with whatever they want to in this.
Well, and you got to think too, they come from a lot of money.
Right.
I think you were alluding to that earlier. That I mean, they probably come from a lot of money. They're going to a university. I mean, they're, everybody probably knows them. Probably knows the family name. But I mean, even still, I would hope. I'm just reading that. I'm reading the comments.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they don't get too wound up. No, you're right. I get that, Top Hats, because, that's what I'm saying. A lot of times, like I said, I remember watching a little girl spit on my dad, and I thought, oh, good night. I would never have dreamed of spitting on my dad. But, what are they going to do? Like, kick your ass for that? Obviously they can't. That's not the way that goes. So they do they're more tolerant than I would be like, hey, I said turn that shit down. I meant it. I would not be screwing around with this bullshit. I'm not going to play your damn games. And yeah, I said don't shut that door. I'll have my foot right up in there. Try it.
Yeah, I think we would too. We would too. Because then there's something. Then you would have definitely a lot more cops there. So, but
Right. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
who was it? A neighbor that called? Just kind of catch me up. Was it a neighbor call? Was it like a 911 call and just a noise complaint? The initial.
Yeah. This was from. So this is what's happened. And by the way, we watched that from Truth and Transparency's channel. You guys should check this out. She was brilliant in this because
Yeah,
I
was.
wish I would have thought about that. This is the thing, Jen. When it first came out, the address they live at is 1122 King, whatever. But they did say all along that if you look at it, you would think that it's Queen Drive Avenue, whatever. And so I remember this, but I didn't go anywhere with it. Well, she decided to. So people had looked up calls for 1122 King Avenue, and nothing came up. And this girl on this channel, which was brilliant, she was like, I'm going to see if anything comes up on Queen, because if somebody were to call it in, they might think that's what the address is. And that's how she's gotten all these calls. So what had earlier in the day, they had come, and then there was, nobody who lived there was there, and, just a bunch of nonsense. And, and they are kids, basically. So it's not, it's not that anyone feels like they need to be shoved up against a wall or something. But let's dump the alcohol, something like this, right? Everybody's underage,
Right.
because the ones that were old enough were not were not there. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were just inside. Who knows? Because they go inside and hang around for a good old 10 minutes or so. And then a couple people come out and say, I don't know anyone that lives here. I just showed up here. So you get a bunch of bullshit. I don't know. I think it's just really
So why are we stuck on the loud noise complaint? Why is that significant?
it's just because these just came out.
Okay.
Yeah. What we saw earlier is that, I don't know, are you familiar at all with the case? Like the Kaylee, do you know who the people are
No, who?
that were killed?
Oh, yes, a little bit. Yeah, I don't
Oh,
follow like you do. Yeah.
so there's a bunch of Jacks involved. A lot of people with the name Jack, and then there's a Jake and a James and a Jeremy. But the one boyfriend, so the one girl that was her last weekend there. She had already moved out, actually. She had a new job. She was going to go to Europe and then start a new job in Texas. She was graduating a week later.
Right. I know that.
Okay, right. So she was sleeping. I think she was already moved out. So had slept with her girlfriend that night. One of the other roommates.
Mm-hmm.
And so those two were killed, and then down and a Joe, right? Yeah,
Jeez.
you're right. So, and they shared a dog together. Well, the dog did not end up in any of this scene, which is kind of ironic that with that kind of a bloodbath, the dog didn't walk through any of it. And so had shared a dog, but they were broke up. And it looks like now it's come out that boyfriend was at the bar with him that night, possibly.
Is that Dylan? Who's
That's
Dylan?
Jack D.
Oh.
I don't know a Dylan. Oh, no. I'm sorry. There is a Dylan. That's one of the roommates, one of the ones that survived.
It was somebody who was a whole lot pissed off. I'll tell you that. Bottom line is, there's profile situations like this, but this one's kind of out there. I mean,
Right.
so like when elderly people are brutally, like this type of thing, usually they're like very young, perpetrators. So like if an elderly is beaten to a pulp or raped even, it's generally somebody who's like 18 or 19 years old. This one's just kind of outside of the whole profiling realm. This is just somebody who's just was really, really mad at somebody. Or maybe a bunch of them. Maybe they were bullying somebody at the bar that night. And then,
Well, my initial reaction to this was like an incel, maybe.
was a what?
An incel.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was all girls that lived there.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't, you would or would not expect for Ethan to be there as a boyfriend. Probably a lot of people do expect that. But I don't know. But they have to be familiar. This is a very odd house. So they have to be familiar with the home. Yes. It's an odd layout. So you have to be familiar with it. And to me, it looks like the ones on the second floor, because they were not, one was in the bed, one was not, but they both have defensive wounds. So to me, I feel like they went upstairs. I kind of feel they were lying in wait. They were upstairs waiting because that's who the target was. And then when they came down, they were confronted. And so they didn't want to have to kill them, but they did.
That's a good theory.
But you know, the fact is, it may end up being somebody that none of us have any clue about. Jake was not any, was hours away from there. That was Maddie's boyfriend. But Jack D and Kaylee had broke up. Now her family is adamant, you know, they're wasting their time on him. Well, I don't think they're wasting time on anybody, you know, because nobody wants to believe somebody they know and care about would do something like that, but somebody did. In a Fox News show, the police kind of alluded to the 911 call might come out. He says maybe, maybe not. Well, you know, they don't have to tell us shit. I get that. But they damn well better arrest somebody soon, because this is a scary person. And this is not, you could not convince me at all that this is a serial killer or anything random. It cannot be.
No, agreed. I totally agree.
And it's not Israel Keys, okay? He's already in jail. I mean, that's the only one I know of. I mean, how many don't have an MO? Most of them do. He's the only one really that I can think of that doesn't. But, you know, and they said they have cleared him, but they cleared like a lot of people in the first couple of days. And that's all they've done since. So that was really fast.
Yeah. I'm just kind of reading the comments. I just don't say, there's a lot of evidence to go through. A lot of evidence to go through. It's a nightmare.
Right. And they said they had 113 pieces of evidence. I can't believe there wasn't more.
No, there had to have been more. Without a doubt.
Right, with that kind of a, and how do you feel about what the roommates did the next day? See, I guess have some issues with this.
What did they do, Jackie? Because I don't keep up with it like you do. What did they do?
Well, first of all, the first 911 call came in at like almost noon the next day. Now I can see, you know, it's one thing that they didn't hear all that go on, but also that's pretty late in the day for that kind of carnage. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were, it was a massacre. And the first 911 call came in as somebody being passed out. You think?
Yeah.
And not only that, they called a bunch of their friends before they called 911. See, to me, I would have gone down the road screaming my head off if I saw that kind of thing.
That's peculiar.
Don't you think?
That's very peculiar, yeah.
And what do you mean someone's passed out? Well, hell fucking yes, they are. They're stabbed to death. They didn't see the, right. How did they not see the blood? It's leaking. You can see it dripping down the foundation on the outside of the house.
So has that been confirmed that was actually blood?
Well, I believe so. Only because I know people have issues with Chris McDonough, whatever. I don't know. I do think he might be getting a little senile. Maybe he says some things that I think he doesn't quite get. But also, I don't think that he's a liar, though. And he definitely has a lot of experience. But on his show, he put up, so this happened on the 13th of November.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on Halloween, there was a photo taken of two of the girls in their costumes outside where you could see that same spot, and there's nothing there. And then he had an expert come in and talk about the pipes that are run there, and now I don't remember everything he said about it. I don't understand it completely, but the person with the pipe gave good reason why none of that would have come from the pipes. Plus, some of it was above the pipe, so it didn't come from there. It just didn't. And right above there is where, one of the victims was found. Yeah, I think so. If it wasn't there 2 weeks prior, that's a little weird, right?
But if I can recall, it was coming from the foundation, correct? So it was coming from where the foundation met and this is just my recollection, from like the siding and the foundation. It was like
Yes.
somewhere in between there.
Yeah.
But that that just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, what I think is because there is all these add-ons to this house. So it wouldn't surprise me if, maybe it wasn't done as well. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And it was on the lower level, correct? That was on the lower level on the
middle. No, on the second level.
The second level.
Right. Hold on. Yeah, because there's a basement, then the level, and then one above. But the middle level has is a split, a little bit of a split. That's why I'm saying it's really weird layout. Well, I think that so when we see the blood drips in the closet or in the in the kitchen, like pantry area,
Mm-hmm.
I think that comes from right above Maddie's room. The ones so when you walk straight up to the door in the front, that is the basement level. That's the bottom level. The second level, you walk straight. The door that goes into the second level is in the back. Am I making sense?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull a look at it and see. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It just seems weird to me that.
I mean, so it could have went through it would have dripped through the walls. And there was no carpet in this house at all.
That's just a lot of blood,
Right. That's right. Right, Mars. That's what I think. Would be Zam's room. Exactly, Mars. Right. And the basement can be mistaken for for a ground level. I kept thinking it was a ground level. But if you go in the back, you can see, I don't know, Ashley took us through a tour of the house, a virtual tour thing. And so you really could kind of make out how that would have happened. Because the part of the second level and the third level are an add-on. Right.
I mean,
That's what I think too, Mars. See, that's what I think. Because the second level then it's kind of split.
but the average adult only has about what is it, like a gallon and a half of blood. So that's like pouring like just a gallon of milk or 2 gallons of milk, like right on the siding. You know what I'm saying? That just doesn't seem like a lot. I mean, I'm not trying to debunk it, but it just doesn't make sense to me. That you only have like a gallon and a half of blood in your body. So my house is really old. If I went and took a gallon and a half of milk and I poured it on like anywhere around my walls, I just don't think it's going outside. It's not that much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I times that by 3, 4. I mean, maybe that's just like a lot. That's uneven floors like my house. Yeah, see, my house is really uneven too and really old. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wonder if somebody just did that. I got to look it up to see what it looks like. And was it red? That's another thing. Was it red?
Yes. Well, it appears to be. Yeah, if you see, I really questioned it myself, but when I watched the guy on, have you ever watched Chris McDonough on The Interview Room?
No, I'll start so I can keep up with you. I retired for a reason, but hey. Yeah.
Okay, I know. And you know what? Last week I told everybody here for reals that they need to watch 2 things on Netflix. But people don't listen to me about shit. They just don't.
Well, I'll start looking and seeing. I just, I mean, I can. My God, so like I can attest that. I mean, like as far as the cops are concerned, like me, I've always got it. I just think that is just they're probably well over their head. They probably were just very used to just the drunken disorderlies, and that's it. I mean, that's probably the extent of their, you know.
Yeah, but for me, I have a really hard time believing that I am not being filmed at all times, no matter what. I mean, we don't have Amazon, devices in there. I got rid of everything, Alexis and all this bullshit because
I did too.
I know they were listening because they would just start talking to us sometimes out of freaking nowhere and just say shit. And so we got rid of all that. But I'm pretty sure that hopefully when I go to the bathroom, I'm not being recorded. But I don't know that I'm not because I'm pretty sure I'm being recorded everywhere I go. Everybody should just assume that they are being recorded. So I have a hard time believing that there's not a lot of footage there somewhere, with the neighbors or whatever. Plus, when they're telling us, okay, this is what I want to ask you. They're telling us to look for this Elantra or whatever. Not me because I don't live there, but they don't know the plate on it or anything else. Well, they are the ones who have all the access to find out all this stuff. And there are definitely cameras on highways and traffic lights, everything. And they're designed to pick up the plate. I mean, they're set up to do that. So do you think that's real or is that just some shit they send everybody running around after because people want to do something?
Do I think that they just it's not hard. I mean, it's grueling work, and that's actually something that I would have done just being an intelligence, not intelligent. But like if we had a vehicle that I was looking for, I would go through like every white Elantra and just kind of and really. I mean, we had programs that we could just run all of those in the county or in the state, and you're absolutely 100% correct that there are like plate readers everywhere. Like I could follow a car. If we were looking for a car, I could follow a car all the way to the Canadian border and tell you. I could even see it. There were cameras. I could even see if a vehicle was parked, say, at the airport, and how long. I could sit and watch it. So, I mean, yeah, that might have been because that's really not. That's a grueling task, but it can be done. I mean, yeah. So that might have just been just to feed the public something. Just to occupy them.
Right. Because the reason I say this, because, like there's this real idiot YouTuber in Canada who makes shit up.
Surprise.
Yeah. But he has like almost 300,000 subscribers. And he's really stupid. I can't even watch him. I've tried to, but he's got his little dog Gabby. Here we go, Gabby. He's got right here in his hand, named after Gabby Petito. He's stupid. And he made up some shit during the Gabby Petito thing. I don't know if you remember how they came out with, Brian Laundrie accidentally went live on Instagram in a boat. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, then it came out to be bullshit, right? That was him. Well, in this case, he came out with, the guy, the neighbor that, juggles sticks and does whatever the hell he does. He latched onto that article and came up with a video where someone's saying, "Stop, leave me alone." Well, he made it up.
Yes, yes.
Joseph Morris, he's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot. But I think that kind of stuff, because of this case, has so much, everybody's watching this, everybody. That kind of thing, well, it should have ruined his channel, quite frankly, but apparently it didn't. I kind of feel like it was after that they were like, okay, throw a dog a bone and make these, have these people run amok looking for some bullshit. Because that is literally the only thing they've ever told us. The only thing. That's it.
I wouldn't want that information out anyways. Me personally, not until I figured out what was going on. And yeah, I would. That's just kind of stupid, especially a white Elantra. Really? Okay. Let's narrow that down. I mean, what's stupid?
Right, yeah. It is. And then they're like, okay, well, there's 22,000 of them. I'm like, well, really? Because there's 26,000 people in that town. So right. Almost everybody has that.
Good call.
I'm pretty sure. I think that's a big bunch of bullshit. If it meant anything, they would not have told us. I don't think. And, we just don't, there's nothing new happening. So I don't know. I've almost gotten to where I don't talk about it because I don't know what is a rumor. And I clearly am not Joseph Morris. I'm not trying to make shit up or pretend that something's happening that's not. I don't want to, just talk about it to talk about it every day. I mean, I like to do brainstorming and stuff like, again, it's not that we're going to solve it. It was a YouTuber that found Gabby Petito. I have to throw that in every once in a while because that is just a fact.
That is true.
It is. And, I would love to be the one to break this wide open, but clearly I'm not going to. So I don't want to be stupid about it, but I do like to chat about things. But I'm not talking about it every day because people do talk about it every single day. What can you talk about when we don't know anything? because even
Yeah.
these cams, what, oh my god, I can't think what they're called now, but even these videos we've been watching, those are from September 1 and 2.
You talk about the dash cams and the body cams.
Yeah, these are from a couple of months before, so it's not as if. But I don't know. Have you watched the body cam of the police officers that do? There's they call it a Banfield for the
No,
school.
I just watched the ones that we were just watching. Those are pretty much the only ones that I was watching, which was really good. I mean, it was really good footage.
It is. Well, the same night, so they think the coroner says the time of death is between 3 and 4 a.m. And in the Banfield that night, somewhere around 3 a.m., there was a call for, I don't know, they said there was a call for a fight in the Banfield or something to do with alcohol. But then again, when you watch the body cam of that, the cop actually is in plain clothes and in an unmarked car. So he's like, yeah, well, you didn't, I realized, because the guys aren't stopping when the cop tells them to stop. And he's like, well, you didn't realize I was a cop. I get that. So I'm not sure if anybody really fucking called or not. But in this one, when they're talking to these kids, you can actually see people running behind in the other side or off to the side, which seems kind of weird. But if they're drinking underage, then they would.
Yeah, that's
sneak.
common.
That's what I would think, right?
Oh yeah, that's common. Yeah, they all take off. That's fine.
But of course, it's right during when there's a massacre going on. So I don't know.
It's horrible.
It is. It's horrible.
And I don't know how they didn't smell the blood. I don't know if you've ever smelled like a lot of blood. That's the one thing that will stick with you. And it's just, I was just thinking about the blood, and I was thinking that's the one thing that I couldn't take was the smell of the blood. It's just a very distinctive, and it just, bleh. So I don't know how they didn't smell that unless they were just so drunk. I don't know.
That's so funny that you say that, because a lot of people, when we've been chatting about this, people will say, I can't believe they didn't smell the bodies. And I'm like, well, I don't know that they would have been decaying or,
No.
But in my head, all I can think is that blood had to have been very potent. I mean, to me, it was been my whole thing all along too. How would you not smell that blood? I feel like I would have.
Right.
That would be very distinctive to me. They wouldn't have been decaying at that point, I don't believe.
No, but the blood, you would definitely, I've been to some places where you walk in and somebody just say slit their wrist. Again, we have 1.5 gallons of blood in our body, so that they weren't bleeding out. They hadn't bled out, but you could smell it as soon as you walk in the door. You could smell the blood. It's just. That's
what I would think. Okay, Mars House, thank you so much for hanging out. Have fun. And yeah, I don't think anybody was upset about anything.
Oh, no.
No, I'm just looking to see. Oh, I see where you wrote that. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying that much attention to chat. I apologize. Nobody is upset with you at all about anything. Not at all.
Well, Mr. Snotty wants to know what shoes I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Not flip-flops, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's got to be freezing where you're at.
Oh my gosh. There's feet. We probably have about 4 feet of snow. Hate this place. The hell am I doing here? Fuck.
Yeah, I know. You need to come here.
I will. I hate it. Well, so now we're gonna have this great thaw. So everything's gonna be. I might be floating to Arizona once this all thaws out.
That's exactly what. That's what Fred said today. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm worried about when that shit thaws out."
and it's going to be in the 50s in next week. So it's going to be like a quick thaw. It's not going to be like a nice mellow thaw. It's going to be, yes, yeah. So yeah, Fred, that's it. That copper smell is gross.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was the one I could handle anything but that copper smell. Ugh.
Yeah, I feel like I smell it all the time thinking of this story. I do.
And bodies don't rot. I mean, don't rot like it takes them a while. It's not like people always, yeah.
Right. They would have been decaying at that point.
No.
What shoes, Jen?
Not flip flops, Fred.
No, I told them about how that time I texted you and I was like, "Did you watch my live last night?" And you're like, "No, what happened? What shoes do I need to wear?"
That's all I ever need to know is what shoes. Am I running? Am I fighting? What's going on?
Right.
Do I need to wear my rings? Do I not? What's happening?
Right. Am I going to shank a bitch? What's happening
What?
here? Exactly.
We'll be doing some shanking. Yep, I know.
That's so funny.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't know how else, what else we can do, but
I just wanted to pop in on the it's a tactical move, like where people park. If somebody parks right in front of your house, they're rookies. They're probably eating powdered donuts. Because those are two rookie moves: powdered donuts and parking in front of somebody's house. You never do that. So rookie moves, period. And arriving. I mean, we've rolled up on parties probably 10 strong, and that's just what you do because you just don't know what you're dealing with.
right. Just
Right.
like a domestic, you don't know, and
Nope.
no, you never know what you're walking. You don't.
Nope. You sure don't. But
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jan. That
you
was
are
awesome.
welcome. I might keep an eye on you here every now and again. Got the grandbabies all week, so.
Oh, do you? Okay. Well, and so what about mom's gone or no?
My mom?
No.
Oh,
Grandbabies.
no, not yet. No,
No,
not
okay.
yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to tell your business, but I have been thinking about that.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. I know I've got I had Matthew's 1-year-old and baby Jack today, and tomorrow I'm gonna have Matthew Jr. and the baby and Amara and Jack.
Does it not wear you out?
Oh, it does.
Even when they're good and they do nothing. By the time they leave, I'm so disheveled. I'm like, I need a freaking nap. What in the world? I mean, these are good kids, but I'm like, what? Making lunch, breakfast, lunch, dinner. We're playing games. I'm picking up toys. I'm. What is this? What?
I know. No, I do. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I can remember hauling around 2 babies and everything that goes with it. And, I was tired because I didn't get to sleep a lot with babies, but I wasn't wore out.
You would think that I seriously got in a damn fight. By the time they come, my hair is like disheveled. I'm like, what? And then when they leave, I'm like, what just happened? I'm not even sure what just happened.
No, I know. And Jack is hands. He grabs everything. I mean, and he's just gotten sassy even. He just laughs at you. I mean, he is.
I've got to tell you a funny story. So my youngest, I know we're on this, but anyways, so my oldest, my 9-year-old grandson, he just found out that there's no Santa Claus. So when we told him he had to go to bed because Santa was coming because they stayed here at the house, he was so pissed. He's like, would you just stop lying to me? Stop.
Oh my God. No, why does he know? Why does he know?
He was so mad. You just need to stop lying. That's it. Why are you lying to me? And I told him, I said, honey, all adults are lying to all of their kids right now. This
Right. Not just you. Everybody's being lied to right now.
he was so pissed. I swear he was so mad.
Oh my God. How cute though. I can just see it. He's so cute.
Why are you lying to me? You just need to stop lying to me. I'm like, okay. Oh, I know.
Oh, it's so fun.
Oh, I know. Okay, so you have a good night, my dear.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Get this thing solved.
I'm going to try. I am.
I know. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Right? No Santa? There is Santa. I mean, have you ever watched Elf? Hello. He knows him. Well, I don't know, guys. I really don't. I just feel so. Do we believe that Jack was actually at that bar? Because if he was, there is something there. That means something to me, but I don't know. Right, Top Ads? You weren't asking for that. Oh, that's so funny. I know. When you end up telling them, or they end up telling you, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I do not know about this, but I am afraid of that person. Whoever it is, I'm afraid of them. And that's a lot. But every single day, I just want to find out that they've done something. I know him. I know. I love that part so much. Yeah, let's not get too honest, right, Top Hats? Let's go ahead and keep some things, the Easter Bunny and all of it. It's all real. Yeah. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh, that is funny, Top Hat, right? They end up saying, okay, we know, stop it. That's good stuff. That's hilarious. That is too funny. Yeah, I love Santa Claus. I'm not trying to let it go. I think I finally told my kids, okay, you know what? You're just going to play along for me then, because I'm not letting it go. And that's hilarious. Well, I think we'll cut it early tonight. Last night was exhausting, and tomorrow I got 4 of the babies. And although I'm going to enjoy it very much, it is going to wear me out. For sure. Yep, another day. Well, I hope everybody has a good night, and maybe something big will happen, and we'll have something actually to talk about with this tomorrow, hopefully. Every day I'm crossing my fingers. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out tonight, and please hit like. and have a great night. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.